ESO2 NGS is a boring anime game, yet no one really talks about it. Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, or NGS for short, is a free-to-play, massively multiplayer online role-playing game developed by Sega. The game released in June of 2021, and since then it has gained a lot of attention from anime and PSO2 fans alike. However, in the eyes of PSO2 NGS, is the most boring anime game ever, and I'll explain why. The story in NGS is lackluster and uninspiring. The game takes place in a futuristic world where the players takes role of Arcs, a group of warriors who protect the world from a dark force known as the Failspawn. The story is predictable and the characters are forgettable, making it hard to care about the world and its inhabitants. The lack of a compelling story means that there is no real motivation to keep playing the game. One of the main reasons why I think NGS is a boring anime game is because of its repetitive gameplay. The game is structured around completing missions and grinding to level your character, which can get tedious after a while. The gameplay is very similar to its predecessor, Phantasy Star Online 2, making you feel like you're playing the same game again. There are some new features such as a more open world environment, but they are not enough to keep the game interesting for long. Another reason why I think NGS is a boring anime game is because there's no PvP mode. PvP is stable in a few MMOs and is a feature that many players enjoy. Without it, the game feels incomplete and lacks a competitive aspect that makes MMOs exciting. The absence of PvP also means there is no real endgame content, which can be a turnoff for most players who enjoy challenging content. NGS is not replayable. Once you complete the main story and side missions, there's no reason to play the game again. Unlike other MMOs that have multiple classes and playstyles to choose from, NGS only has like maybe a few good classes and the gameplay is very linear, leaving players with little incentive to play the game again. And as a side note, NGS is like 100 gigabytes. You would usually expect games with that many gigabytes to be really good, yet with NGS that is not the case. NGS is not a beginner-friendly game. The game does not do a good job of introducing new players to its mechanics and features, making it hard for them to get really in-depth into the game. The lack of a tutorial or proper introduction means that new players have to rely on online guides and tutorials to understand the game's mechanics, which can be a turn-off for some. As for example, with me, I had to literally ask some people which I was in a NGS group with. I had to ask them so many questions because I didn't know what to do, and that's the point of this game. There's nothing that allows beginners to really get to know. They have to ask other people what to do instead of just having a kind of more in-depth tutorial on what to do and how to do certain things. Because if you're a new player entering the game, you'll be hit with so many things at once you don't know where to begin and what to do, and it's all just confusing. I think NGS is a boring anime game. There are good things to say about it if you're a fan of the Phantasy Star Online franchise or anime style games. You might still enjoy NGS. If you like game rants like these, then you'll enjoy this next one.